And there we go, we're recording.
And just don't forget to shut it off when you're done.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Well, I'm very excited to be closing out this Festival of the Living Rooms just before the last open filk. And it's also be kind of a mix of some of the stuff that I've done at my previous performances, but some fairly new stuff. So I hope you all enjoy. And uh, gonna start with. Sorry, am I echoing?
No, somebody's making sound. If you're making noise, could you please mute yourselves?
Look at my father's insurance.
Thank you. I think we're okay now.
Okay. So, yeah, and I'm starting with appropriately a song themed song. Well, I'd like to finish this tune for this song that I'm trying to write. Yes, I'd like to finish this tune, but I'm stuck and there's no end in sight. I thought I knew what the next phrase had to be, but somehow I've wandered into the wrong key, and I've made no more progress this whole afternoon, so I still haven't finished this tune. Well, I'd like to finish this verse. Surely lyrics are much more my speed. Yes, I'd like to finish this verse, but I can't find the words that I need. I thought of the first line and I had a plan, but the next line's too long and refuses to scan. Now I'm tearing my hair out and starting to curse, and I still haven't finished this verse. I'm sure the premise was solid, I knew how to start, but having ideas is the easy part. There are so many songs that I might like to sing, if I could just write the whole thing. Now I've nearly finished this song. Yes, I think that the end is in sight. Yes, I've nearly finished this song. At the end of the tunnel, a light. The notes are in key and they're mostly in time. The lyrics all scan and they even all rhyme. Just sing it all through and I know before long. Now I finally finished this song. Yes, I finally finished this song. Alright, so I realize that we're across a lot of time zones, but I don't think we have anybody for whom it's probably first thing in the morning, but if somebody stayed up really, really late for this, then I guess this is for you. Oh, and I'm trying to sort of gauge where I should be warning. I figure I'll give a light politics warning here because there'll be a mention of Brexit, but I think the Brits have probably mostly gone to bed by now. Sorry, is people having trouble with the sound?
There is just a little bit of hissing in the background or
Oh,
static.
I think that may just be my computer fan. I don't think there's anything to be done about it.
Yeah, if it's your computer fan and you don't have an external mic, there is nothing you can do about it.
I have an external mic, but I don't want to like go digging it up. And I will
Okay.
help when the
In that case, keep going.
right. I'll just try to play over it.
We're still enjoying your commentary on nasty muses.
And you're wonderful in spite of it.
Thank you. Uh, all right. So, yes, back to a song for people who are going to be staying up too late filking and have a hard time getting out of bed tomorrow. It's a bright new Monday morning, and the sun is riding high. All the birds are sweetly singing, not a cloud is in the sky. I awake to my alarm clock. It's time to greet the day. But then I hit the snooze alarm and crawl under the covers and say, I don't wanna get up. I don't wanna get up. Just give me 5 more minutes. I really don't wanna get up. Sleeping Beauty lies enchanted for a century's repose. She's been waiting for her true love to awake her from her doze. But when princes clear the thorn hedge and knock upon her door, she'll turn her face away from them and mumble, just 5 minutes more. I don't wanna get up. I don't wanna get up. Just give me 10 more minutes. I really don't wanna get up. With his mortal wound, King Arthur came to Avalon the Blessed, put to sleep by an enchantress. Now he lies there still at rest. They say he'll return in triumph in time of great upset. But through plague and blitz and Brexit vote, somehow nothing has woken him yet. I don't wanna get up. I don't wanna get up. Just give me 1 more hour. I really don't wanna get up. Dread Cthulhu, dead but dreaming, in relay lies fast asleep, while his cultists chant in secret for to raise him from the deep. Someday he will rise from slumber, and then the world will quake. But we've been spared his wrath thus far because he can't be bothered to wake. I don't wanna get up. I don't wanna get up. Just leave me till tomorrow. I really don't wanna get up. I don't wanna get up. I don't wanna get up. Let's try again tomorrow. I really don't wanna get up. So, I hear that we had some earlier acts in this Festival of the Living Rooms that were doing some Halloween in July. So I thought I would also get into the spirit of that with a couple of spooky songs and with the appropriate spooky lighting. They call this time the witching hour, the deepest of the dark. It's not a time for leaving home or walking in the park. The wind is sharp and bitter, and it holds a threat of frost. Just keep your footsteps on the path and pray you don't get lost. Who knows what secret paths you might have crossed? Roaming after midnight, don't know what you might meet. Maybe ghouls and goblins go walking down the street. Vampires, ghosts, and witches call the dark their home. It's not a time to walk the streets alone. A shadow streaks across your path, not sure what it might be. 'Cause even with the street lamps, it's so difficult to see. Is that the neighbor's ginger cat whose eyes are glowing green? Or is it some fake creature of a kind you've never seen? Tonight it might be something in between. Roaming after midnight, don't know what you might meet. Maybe ghouls and goblins go walking down the street. Vampires, ghosts, and witches call the dark their home. It's not a time to walk the streets alone. Best hope it's not too late to go back home the way you came. For if you stray too far, you might not come back quite the same. Don't tarry on the threshold, lest it swallow you right through. Unless the hidden danger on this lonely street is you. And you're a creature of the midnight too. Roaming after midnight, don't know what you might meet. Maybe ghouls and goblins go walking down the street. Vampires, ghosts, and witches call the dark their home. It's not a time to walk the streets alone. It's not a time to walk the streets alone. Thank you for the atmospheric spooky laugh. And this one, it's based on, apparently there are real laws in some places where you must tell the buyer of your house if you believe the house to be haunted. I think there's actually a sci-fi show coming out with this premise. That, pity the poor haunted house realtor. Come in, I'm sure you'll like this house. The tour won't take too long. There's lots of space, the kitchen's new. It's selling for a song. Oh, why so cheap? Well, there might be one tiny thing that's wrong. It's slightly haunted. Okay, so yes, that isn't paint that's dripping down the walls. And yes, the doors might lock themselves when you walk down the halls. Just get a decent exorcist, okay? I'll make some calls. It's not that haunted. And sure, I understand how all of this must make you feel. But hardwood floors and see that view, no really, it's a steal. I'd hate to have you needlessly miss out on this great deal. Just 'cause it's haunted. Another buyer gone. Oh well, that's sometimes how it goes. This realtor gig's like any job, it has its highs and lows. But it's such a shame local laws require us to disclose. This house is haunted. Alright, that closes the spooky portion. Although, I feel like I need to warn that the next one goes dark in a different way. That way kind of being, you can tell I wrote this at sort of the low point of pandemic claustrophobia. So yeah, warning, OS. In In the forest there's a tower, and inside it there's a girl. No one sees her, so no matter if she's plain or if she's fair, there's no stairway to the bottom. Those four walls enclose her world, and the outside has forgotten that she's there. And she's waiting in the tower, and her heart turns slowly numb as the days go by like decades, and the rescue never comes, and the rescue never comes. She may pass the time in living, she may pass the time in sleep, while the ivy climbs the tower and her hair grows to the floor. She knows every chink and cranny of that drear and dismal keep, and she wonders if she's trapped forevermore. And she's waiting in the tower, and her heart turns slowly numb as the days go by like decades, and the rescue never comes, and the rescue never comes. There she paces like a phantom, and she walks the chamber round as the silence grows oppressive like the silence of the tomb. There are days she wants to scream to hear the echoes of the sound, but there's no one there to hear outside that room. And she's waiting in the tower, and her heart turns slowly numb as the days go by like decades, and the rescue never comes, and the rescue never comes. There are visions in her mirror of a world so far away. There are shadows round the tower like the shadows in her eyes, as she finds a fitful slumber at the end of every day. She can only dream about the open skies. And she's waiting in the tower, and her heart turns slowly numb as the days go by like decades, and the rescue never comes, and the rescue never comes, and the rescue never comes. Okay. So I've got another I wrote it on Pandemic Brain song, but hopefully a slightly more hopeful mood here. Wake up, breakfast, take a shower, read some email for a while, dial in for a morning meeting, face the camera with a smile, just keep on. Whatever gets you through the day, just keep on. Whatever gets you through the day. Watch some YouTube, read some clickbait. Go outside and take a walk. Check the news, try not to doom scroll. Call a friend and have a talk. Just keep on. Whatever gets you through the day, just keep on. Whatever gets you through the day. Strum a chord or play an anthem. Read a book or watch a play. We're all doing what we need to, just to make it day to day. Just keep on. Whatever gets you through the day, just keep on. Whatever gets you through the day. Spend the whole day in pajamas. Make some food or order in. So today has been an off day. Wake tomorrow, try again. Just keep on. Whatever gets you through the day. Just keep on. Whatever gets you through the day. If perhaps we stumble sometimes, if our edges might be rough, there's no test that we're failing. It's the trying that's enough. Just keep on. Whatever gets you through the day, just keep on. Whatever gets you through the day. So my brain's a little broken, so my function's out of whack. Piece me back together gently. Brush some gold along the cracks. Just keep on. Whatever gets you through the day, just keep on. Whatever gets you through the day. So today has been an off day. Wake tomorrow, try again. Alright, after that, let's just do a funny one. Light warning for aggression towards animals, though no snails will actually be harmed. And I have a background for this. Yes, the medieval tapestry knight and his eternal foe, the snail. To battle we will go, to face a deadly foe. Our stalwart lads will never flinch nor quail. Together we will fight, each yeoman and each knight, and grapple with the forces of the snails. Fight the snails, fight the snails. Determined that our courage shall prevail. Unto the breach we go to defeat the mollusk foe, and do heroic battle with the snail. Despoilers of our plants, maybe aphids, mites, or ants, or moles, or voles, or hares with fluffy tails. But discourage that is the worst is when gardeners are cursed with fighting an escargatoire of snails. Fight the snails, fight the snails. Determined that our courage shall prevail. Unto the breach we go to defeat the mollusk foe, and do heroic battle with the snails. Our foe is slow of speed, so to catch them all we need is to follow where they leave their slimy trails. When we face the gastropod, we will pray unto our God to grant us victory against the snails. Fight the snails, fight the snails. Determined that our courage shall prevail. Unto the breach we go to defeat the mollusk foe, and do heroic battle with the snails. We vow we shall not rest until we've beaten back this pest, no matter if we live to tell the tale. Until our final breath defend our gardens to the death, against the depredations of the snails. Fight the snails, fight the snails. Determined that our courage shall prevail. Unto the breach we go to defeat the mollusk foe, and do heroic battle with the snails. Right, I can take that background down now. That one, it's about a different kind of small creatures. Well, let's see. But in a very, very different mood. Let's see if it... Summer twilight growing dim as the sun begins to fall. In the hedges sparks a glim of an insect mating call that rewards the sharpest eyes with the gleam of fireflies, with the gleam of fireflies. Children laughing as they run, hear the tramp of little feet. For the hunt has now begun, searching up and down the street for a tiny glowing prize as they chase the fireflies, as they chase the fireflies. Interrupt one in its flight, catch it, cup it in your hand. Briefly hold this living light, for a moment there you stand. Once it's been a moment though, open hands and let it go. Open hands and let it go. When the magic hour is done and the night is fully dark, comes an end to all our fun. Fly away each tiny spark from their perches all about. One by one the lights wink out. One by one the lights wink out. When you see that street today, it's much like it was back then. Still the past will fade away, and you can't go back again. As the twilight slowly dies, you can see no fireflies. You can see no fireflies. Summer evenings long ago. Open hands and let them go. Open hands and let them go. Okay, I think I need to hydrate right here. Ooh, what have I got now? Oh, okay. This one is for the ladies. You are all going to know what I'm talking about here. So, short but heartfelt. Pockets. I want pockets. Pockets. I want pockets. Oh, why is it, you suppose, that so many women's clothes have no pockets? It's like fashion has agreed that we ladies have no need to have pockets. Don't tell me it's unsightly, don't say it wrecks the line. As long as I have somewhere for my keys, it will be fine. But the hardest thing to take is when clothing comes with fake seams for pockets. like it's given me false hope till I put it on and nope, there's no pockets. And even when we have them, they're often size so small, there almost isn't room to fit in anything at all. Pockets. I want pockets. Pockets. I want pockets. I see a lot of cheering in the chat, so yeah, everybody knows this. So this next one is based on, well, it's based on a Kelly Link short story that's based on a Hans Christian Andersen story. It's called, the Kelly Link story is called Traveled with the Snow Queen. It's at Uncanny Magazine if you want to look it up. Also, somebody pointed out to me that there is a line in that that has the same melody as a line of Pockets. I did write them in the same form, so I thought it was appropriate to put them together. Take a walk on broken glass, shards of mirrors in the grass. Bloody footprints are the path you leave behind. Find your map to lead the way. Follow boldly day by day. When you reach the end, you don't know what you'll find. The path is cold and weary, and the journey hard and long. Though every step is painful, still your will is always strong. You're off to find the Snow Queen, the cold and lovely Snow Queen. You remember life before, when you left the boy next door. Much our life together had begun to crack. Like a glass shard to the heart, something driving you apart. Then he left the house and he did not come back. He'd stepped out for a moment when she drove by in her sleigh. And just like that he climbed inside and then they drove away. He left you for the Snow Queen, was taken by the Snow Queen. Let the raven be your guide, he will point the way inside, through the door into the castle in the briars. Up the stairway as it teems, with a wispy horde of dreams. Open here at last you'll find what you desire. The princess in the castle tells you that he's been and gone. She offers you a carriage, but you know you must walk on. Walk on to find the Snow Queen. Still searching for the Snow Queen. Meet the bandits in the wood, and your prospects don't look good, till the robber girl adopts you as a friend. Sturdy boots upon your feet, on your mount you take a seat. Could your traveling be nearly at an end? You'll ride upon a reindeer to a palace made of ice, and maybe then you'll know if it was worth your sacrifice. Once you have found the Snow Queen, arrive and face the Snow Queen. You enter and you find him, your lover cold and blue, who says to break the spell he needs your kiss. But after all your travels, the things you've had to do, you wonder if you really still want this. Then there she is. She's returned and you've been caught, but she's nothing like you thought. She is frozen, but her eyes are black and kind. When she asks what you'd prefer, you would rather go with her than the lover that you came so far to find. You've reached your destination, but your journey's just begun. You'll guide the way for others with the knowledge you have won, and travel with the Snow Queen. Go traveling with the Snow Queen. Go traveling with the Snow Queen. Yeah. Okay, so next up, it's one of the few ones on the sets where I did not write the words. I took words from Brian Jakes' Redwall series and gave them a musical setting. So hopefully got some Redwall fans. Who says that I am dead knows not at all. I am that is, two mice within Redwall. The warrior sleeps twixt hall and cavern hole. I am that is, take on my mighty roll. Look for the sword in moonlight streaming forth. At night when day's first star reflects the north. From o'er the threshold, seek and you will see. I am the tis, my sword will wield for me. The wind's icy breath o'er the land of death tells a tale of the yet to come. Across the heaving wave that marks ships' graves lies an island known to some, where seas pound loud and rocks stand proud and blood flows free as water. To the far northwest, which knows no rest, came a father and his daughter. The mind was numb and the heart struck down when the night seas took that child. Hurled to her fate by a son of Hellgate, the dark one called the Wild. You whom they seek, though you do not speak, the legend is yet to be born. One day you will sing over stones that are red in the misty summer dawn. Always the tide comes flowing in, ever it goes out again. Sleep neath the shore evermore, far from hunger and pain. Morning light will bring the sun, seasons go rolling on. Questing ever far from home, for salamander strong. Who says that I am dead knows not at all. I am the tis, my sword will wield for me. Right, so up to now I've been doing the instrumentals on the baritone ukulele, which is my new toy. And now I'm bringing it back my usual soprano ukulele, and it seemed appropriate to start with this one. Ukulele, you're so sweet, playing a calypso beat. Ukulele, I'm awfully fond of you. My dog has fleas, ukulele, just the thing. I can play and also sing. Ukulele, you're my music of choice, it's true. Oh, just as long as I feel the song is oncoming, I've got an instrument that's just heaven sent for some strumming, not just a humming. Ukulele, jumping flea, you're the instrument for me. Ukulele, I'm awfully fond of you. So, always seeing in movies and TV, it always seems like time travel turns out to be a bad idea, and yet people keep doing it. So yeah, here's a cautionary tale. There's a couple light warnings mentioning the Salem witch trials, and there will be harm to animals in the form of stepping on a butterfly, but I think those are both fairly glancing references. The trouble started one day when I went downstairs to clean and found what looked like blueprints to construct a time machine. I don't know how they got there on that dusty basement shelf. I think that maybe they were planted by my future self. The plans weren't hard to implement, and once the paint had dried, I pushed the big red button and I took it for a ride. I mean, come on, what was I gonna do? Not build a time machine? It sounds like an adventure, having time at your command. But once I started traveling, it soon got out of hand. I've meddled with the time stream, and now it's plain to see that time travel's not everything that it's cracked up to be. I went to see my grandparents in 1955. I thought I'd pay a visit back when they were still alive. But it was my first trip, and so I didn't understand that I should check ahead where the machine was Doodleland. So when I parked that time machine I'd worked so hard to build, it landed on my grandfather and he was nearly killed. Okay, in my defense, nearly wiping yourself from existence is a time traveler rite of passage. It sounds like an adventure, having time at your command. But once I started traveling, it soon got out of hand. I've meddled with the time stream, and now it's plain to see that time travel's not everything that it's cracked up to be. Well, family was clearly out. Instead, I thought I'd see a couple greatest hits from olden days of history. So I embarked with gusto on my time stream tourist cruise. In hindsight, maybe Salem was a foolish place to choose. I realized my mistake in time and quickly pulled the switch, and barely made it out before they hanged me for a witch. And those Puritans have no sense of humor whatsoever, really. It sounds like an adventure, having time at your command. But once I started traveling, it soon got out of hand. I've meddled with the time stream, and now it's plain to see that time travel's not everything that it's cracked up to be. Another thing I realized as through history I ranged, the tiniest disruption and my future might be changed. I took no souvenirs and kept my journeys to a few, to minimize disruption and preserve the past I knew. But I've learned that I can't assume what might change time or not. I once stepped on a butterfly and JFK got shot. Okay, I admit, I messed up there. That one was my bad. It sounds like an adventure, having time at your command. But once I started traveling, it soon got out of hand. I've meddled with the time stream, and now it's plain to see that time travel's not everything that it's cracked up to be. I think it's for the best I bring my travels to an end. But just to close the loop, there's one last trip that I intend. I've packed up all my blueprints in this sturdy cardboard box, so I can leave them for myself and stave off paradox. But if I gave myself the plans on some clandestine visit, then who designed this time machine and whose idea is it? Wait, so if I only have the plans because I got them from me, but that may also only have the plans because she got them from me, and okay, maybe it's just better not to think too hard about it. It sounds like an adventure having time at your command, but once it started traveling, it soon got out of hand. I've meddled with the time stream, and now it's plain to see that time travel's not everything that it's cracked up to be. Oh. Okay, I think we're running just about on time, and so if you've heard me perform before, you've probably learned about common meter, but I've now revised it so there are even more tunes in one song. So see how many of them you can identify. I've written words that go along with tunes I've heard before. But why write for a single song when you can aim for more? Sure, words to one tune are alright, they're fine, don't get me wrong. But just for fun, I thought I'd write a common meter song. This is my common meter song, it stands to all the rest. So if you think my tune sounds wrong, just pick one you like best. 8 syllables, then 6 you see to add I am. That's 14 in totality, or 7 metric feet. Now, strictly speaking, it's defined as A-B rhyme. But A-B-C-B's also fine, you'll see it all the time. This is my common meter song, it scans to all the rest. So if you think my tune sounds wrong, just pick one you like best. You probably already know some songs that use frame. The melodies will differ, though the scansion is the same. You've heard of Auld Lang Syne before, if I'm to name but one, or Yellow Rose of Texas, or House of the Rising Sun. This is my common meter song. It scans to all the rest. So if you think my tune sounds wrong, just pick one you like best. And so you will before too long discover that you can play mix and match with all these songs and they'll correctly scan. From one song take the lyrics from the other melody, and they'll chimerically become an instant parody. This is my common meter song, it scans to all the rest. C-O-M-M-O-N-M-E-T-R-E. So if you think my tune sounds wrong, just pick one you like best. C-O-M-M-O-N-M-E-T-R-E. I found that when you try to set a tune to different words, the combinations that you get are sometimes quite absurd. If you would like to see at hand the strange phenomenon, try Paranosusana and the theme from Pokemon. Come from Alabama with a banjo on my knee. Going to Louisiana, my Susanna for to see. This is my common meter song, it scans to all the rest. So if you think my tune sounds wrong, just pick one you like best. If you've been following along with what I've sung to you, you know the lyrics to this song are common meter too. If this tune doesn't work for you, then you can just replace whatever tune you heard it to and sing Amazing Grace. This is my common meter song. It scans to all the So if you think my tune sounds wrong, just pick one you like best. Okay, still got time for the last few. Let's bring the baritone ukulele back. And so this one, I think probably a lot of people will relate to. It's impossible to have too many books. It's impossible to have too many books. My shelves are fully stacked and all the extras have been stacked, but it's impossible to have too many books. I admit I haven't read all of my books. I admit I haven't read all of my books. But I have them cause I want to, so screw you, Marie Kondo. I admit I haven't read all of my books. I probably need to organize my books. Yeah, I probably need to organize my books. If I make an inventory, I won't miss out on a story, so I probably need to organize my books. But I definitely don't have too many books. No, I definitely don't have too many books. If there was shelf space to be had, there are some more I'd like to add. So no, I definitely don't have too many books. So this next one's become kind of my signature song since I did it that time at Concertino. So I'll give the usual spoiler warning for Murder on the Orient Express, although frankly you've had 87 years at this point, so I don't know what you're doing if you've been meaning to read it. On a more serious note, the backstory for Murder on the Orient Express does involve the death of a child, if anybody is sensitive to that. He got on board at Istanbul that fateful winter's day, hoping for a peaceful journey and one without delay. So what a shock to waken from a night of little rest, to hear there'd been a murder on the Orient Express. A dozen shifty passengers and contradicting clues. It's tricky to determine just whom we should accuse. Before this journey's over, we'll get someone to confess that they committed murder on the Orient Express. A half-burnt piece of paper gives Poirot a vital name and brings him one step closer to concluding who's to blame. Poor Daisy's senseless killing and her family's distress were a motive for the murder on the Orient Express. A dozen shifty passengers and contradicting clues. It's tricky to determine just whom we should accuse. Before this journey's over, we'll get someone to confess that they committed murder on the Orient Express. The suspects all have secrets and aren't all whom they claim. Mr. Hardman's a detective and the Countess changed her name. And Mary knows the Colonel. Oh, how are we to guess which one might be the killer on the Orient Express? A dozen shifty passengers and contradicting clues. It's tricky to determine just whom we should accuse. Before this journey's over, we'll get someone to confess that they committed murder on the Orient Express. Now one by one deductions have discounted every clue. The kimono's a red herring and the handkerchief is too. It seems a baffling mystery till the Belgian cries, "Success! I've puzzled out the murder on the Orient Express." Okay, spoilers coming in soon. A dozen clever passengers colluding as a team. An almost perfect murder till Poirot exposed their scheme. The way the killing happened was impossible unless they all committed murder on the Orient Express. So here's to Aggie Christie, one and only queen of crime, who's given us a classic that has stood the test of time. She set us at a puzzle like a fiendish game of chess, and dared us solve the murder on the Orient Express. All right, so thank you all. It's been lovely closing out Festival Living Rooms, and I have one more very short one that I can fit in before we're quite done. I promise it is short. And this is another one where I've taken somebody else's words and given them a setting, and it's Tolkien. It's Sam's Song in the Orc's Tower, and I know there are other musical settings for it, but I wanted to write my own. And yeah, in the time when we're kind of in a middling place where lots of people are vaccinated, but maybe Delta variant, and we don't know. So I feel good about having a song that's about hope in the dark, whatever comes next. In western lands beneath the sun, the flowers may rise in spring. The trees may bud, the waters run, the merry finches sing. Or there may be 'tis cloudless night, and swaying beeches bare, the elven stars as dew is white amid their branching hair. Though here at journey's end I lie, in darkness buried deep, beyond all towers strong and high, beyond all mountains steep. Above all shadows rides the sun, and stars forever dwell. I will not say the day is done, or bid the stars farewell. All right, thank you all. Open Filk is next, and have a nice evening.
Thank you so much. You were fantastic.
Woo!
I should stop recording now.
Everyone can unmute and say howdy.
Woo!